I must have decided I had to go over and say something.
What? No one stopped you from interfering with your friend in the bouncer.
Listen, I clearly have made my mind up, and besides, it worked. He stopped fighting and walked away.
Really? What did you even say to him?
I don't remember. This is actually just what I was told. I actually don't remember a single thing about that night. Excuse me. Stop it. It was very scary. I've never been blackout drunk before, and I never plan to again. Hey, I value my memories too much.
Last week, you lost your keys in the cupboard looking for snacks.
I don't mean like where I leave my stuff. I mean, I just don't like to forget the important things.
Okay, random question. What's your earliest memory of us?
Good question. I mean, I remember before you were born, weirdly, but I don't remember anything of you as a baby.
At all?
No, I think my earliest memory of you would be like sitting on your bed teaching you how to read, but you must have been like 3 or 4 by then.
I don't remember anything from that house at all.
I mean, it was like 14 years ago, so I don't blame you. I think I just liked having someone around who thought I was cool enough to listen to me talk for that long.
Until it became uncool to hang out together.
Excuse me, I think you're very cool.
That makes a lot of us. I'm kidding, come on.
I think if I had any superpower, it would be to pause time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, think of the possibilities. You could get places instantly, catch things before they hit the ground. I mean, save people from burning buildings, steal from Woolies.
Like, in that order?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have to spend any money on transport. You could walk across the oceans if you wanted. Wait, could you? How would water work if time was stopped?
Well, wouldn't it be solid, like a glass floor? With time stopped, all motion would cease, and every atom would be stuck in exactly the same place. And you can't calculate force without acceleration, meaning you'd be powerless to move anything. So, yeah, you could walk on water.
Wait, but wouldn't that mean you can't move anywhere without being stopped by millions of air particles?
Yeah, never mind. I don't like that version of it. Maybe it's like editing a film, where by stopping time you've paused the clip and entered a new dimension of reality where you can fundamentally control the world you once occupied.
Right, so in this new dimension you can enact force on things around you because time still exists for you, just a different pocket of it altogether.
Yeah, exactly. And as in editing a video, you can make as many changes as you would like to, such as adding special effects, changing the saturation, cropping the frame, and it'll all come into effect the instant the video is played again.
Do you want to start? For that.
You got old. We got busy.
Feels like I'm always behind on something these days.
Well, what are you behind on at the moment?
Well, I have to make this video for my workshop.
Dude, all of my assignments are essays. How are you complaining about having to make art?
Listen, he said it could be about anything, and I just...
Nothing empties the mind faster.
I don't know what to make it on. Got any ideas?
Well, what drives you?
Well, I think I'm tired of art having to be angry. It feels like it's not good these days unless it's making you upset or disgusting you or making you confront some harsh reality. God forbid I just want to make art about something happy.
Well then, what makes you happy?
So, if we reset the entire universe, right?
What a way to begin your point.
Okay, if you were to create a separate version of reality, an entirely new timeline.
Right, much better then, okay.
And in this timeline, you lined up the Big Bang to occur exactly as it did in our universe.
What, like on a molecular level?
Yeah. If everything happened exactly the same way, 13.8 billion years later, we would be right here having this exact conversation.
So you believe in fate?
Well, no, not fate, it's determinism. Things weren't written in the stars by some god to happen this way. They just couldn't have happened any other way.
You've lost me.
Okay, how about this? Don't think, just answer. Left or right?
Left.
So I'm saying your answer was always going to be left.
So you're saying none of us have any free will?
No, think about it. Our decisions are shaped by memories and experiences. If, in a parallel universe, you were to have every memory and experience up to where you are right now, any decision, as arbitrary as left or right, will always be answered exactly the same. It's not because you were destined to say that, it's because everything in your life has led to this moment where you will always choose left.
Okay, so you're saying the answer wasn't always going to be 7, but the equation was always going to be 3 plus 4.
Exactly. It feels like discussions about this are always asking, well, why is the answer 7 and not 8 or 16 or 43.5? But the answer has always been right there in the question.
That 3 plus 4 have occurred, so it was always going to be 7.
Yes, and it was always going to be 3 and 4 because first it was 2 plus 1 and 3 plus 1, and you can keep going back further and further.
I'm going to overthink every random decision now, aren't I?
Yeah, probably.
I can't imagine it was easy. Felt like you were always being compared to how I did things when I was your age.
It wasn't great, but it also wasn't your fault.
If it helps, the way I did things was so unsustainable and gave me a huge complex, so my whole life I don't think I've ever really let go of anything.
Do you think you're happy?
I think I will be. I'm learning to be kinder to myself and not worry so much about things that are outside of my control. Sometimes I think too long about time in the universe and I just spiral. I can't help it.
What about time in the universe?
Just the scale of it all. Like, time is this piece of string and from right now it just stretches out in both directions forever and ever.
That is some large-scale thinking.
Somehow it almost feels claustrophobic. Like, after we die, we will just be locked into a universe we can no longer experience for eternity. It scares me not having the answers for any of it.
Look, I don't have the answers, but I do have something to combat the existential dread.
Yep.
Just think about how your own brain is being scared by the scenarios that it made up. Like, imagine studying an animal that just freaked out at its own thoughts, alone in a room.
You're wiser than you look.
Oh, what? You brought tea?
Yeah, man, of course.
Is it?
2 sugars, just for you. You know, you weren't dealt the easiest hand, and I'm so proud of you for what you've done with it.
Thanks.
I think for the longest time I was so concerned with protecting you and trying to be there if you needed me. I haven't always stopped to notice the person you're becoming.
If it helps, I don't carry the same weight of the past that you do. I think you helped more than either of us realised.
What is home if not the first place you went from?
You read that somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I believe it.
Well, I think we're going to be next.